Okay, this little video will show how I build a rock wall for 28mm gaming, and it's a little rock wall made out of tinfoil. So first I cut out a cardboard base, and then I begin to glue little bits of tinfoil that I crunch up in the shape of stones. And I make 2 rows, and then I begin to add to the wall another layer of tinfoil above the first to sort of make a little pile. And there it is. You can see both rows, the bottom row and the top row. And I try to make the pieces fit like irregularly. Like, for example, I will glue one the opposite way of the one previous to it. And so that makes a nice interlocking wall-like structure. And then I take the hot glue gun, and any little blobs of glue, hot glue, I straighten out with the heat. And there are the 28mm figures, 2 archers that I just put up against the little wall just to have an idea of scale. And there's the lizard man archer in the front and the elf archer in the back. So I've built my wall up pretty good. I have about 4 layers of little rocks, and now it's going to be time to paint it soon. But first I take my hot glue gun and I seal up all the edges of the cardboard, and this really strengthens it. And then I take my glue gun and I texture the cardboard itself with the glue gun. Just use a little bit of glue and run the glue gun back and forth and texture it. And you can see the texture of the glue gun there, and that just gives a little bit of rough feel to the cardboard so it's not so flat. Then I take some white glue, and this is white tacky glue, and I begin to add a little bit of white glue to the bottom edge, the very bottom of the base. And I add my little craft sand, and you can see the craft sand there in between my fingers. So the craft sand will give it texture, and it'll just make it look a little bit more realistic. And I add some craft sand to the top of the little wall just to give the illusion that maybe some rocks broke and just ground down with time. And there is the little wall almost complete with the craft sand. Then, as usual, I take my Loctite spray adhesive, and this is right before painting, and I spray the piece. And then I give the piece a nice coat of black paint over that adhesive. Then I take a little bit of London Gray spray paint, which is like a gray brown, and I spray paint over the black. Not too much though, just quick bursts. Then I take some rusty brown, and I spray it with rusty brown and also a very light stone gray. And again, I try not to saturate the piece, just like quick bursts of the spray paint. I will then get a little bit of dry brush with a pewter gray. And once the stone wall is dry brushed, I add more glue and some flock, some green flock for grass. And there you go. There's the finished wall with the archer behind it. I hope you enjoyed this little video. This is my little project for the week, a little wall, and I will be building more of these little rustic looking walls, very primitive looking little walls, and have a few of them so I can make some pretty cool structures on the tabletop.